So this video is sponsored by Pionex, one of the exchanges I use all the time. It's one of the main crypto brokers to Binance, so the volume is very high. The main thing that sets them apart though is that you can use free trading bots, a variety all designed to benefit from different market behaviours, whether that's up, down or sideways. You'll get 20% off all your trading fees for life with my link in the description. And if you join the Telegram, a lot of us already use it, so if you've got questions we can try and help you out. Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're going to have a look at Litecoin. Yep, I know, boring, but is it actually boring? I don't think it is actually. You know, when a chart looks good, it's not boring. But I appreciate that Litecoin is not the what is it? The Elon Doji Shib Moon Master 10,000x guaranteed, aka the rug pull. But it's a good looking chart. Let's face it, it's a good looking chart. So I'll explain to you why. So a couple of weeks ago, we saw on the live stream that we had a conversion baseline cross above the cloud, which was also two signals in one. So there's two ways to play this the itchy cloud, which I like to play. One's for a continued trend, which we got because the cross was above the cloud, cheeky span, and price also above the cloud. And also the second way I like to play it is for a large pump, which is obviously in hindsight that's what we got after this cross. So we got green portion of the cloud, cross anywhere, price action and cheeky span above the cloud, right? So we got two signals in one, and then a few days later we got this massive pump up basically. So let's just say the cheeky span confirmed on this candle that opened here, and then we got a 47% pump up over the space of a 7-day period, so a week. So not a bad return. And then obviously we have corrected massively with the market to the tune of 32%. Oh dear. So I mean, looking at this, you could interpret it two ways. You could look at it with your emotions and go, "Oh my God, what a failure! Terrible! Oh, get out of this." Or you could say, "Well, actually, I got into this trade. Preferably if you played the signal, you say, well, I got in here, and this is an entry point, and the Ichimoku cloud gives us also an exit point, and it's not given us that yet. So this hasn't touched our Chiku span hasn't touched the price action, nor has the conversion baseline crossed negative. So as far as that's concerned, this is still a trend in play, despite correcting to the tune of 32% or whatever it was. And so yeah, as far as this entry or anything lower is concerned, it's still good. We're golden crossed. We're technically still diverging. The lower term time frames are not quite diverging at the moment, but it's still an okay setup, I would say. A nice retest of the 50 simple moving average. You get this actually with slow moving old coins, that simple moving averages do hold more relevance than exponentials a lot of the time. So we can see that actually took effect on Litecoin. So as far as this is concerned, the exponentials seem to be the ones that are playing it, and if that's the case, then we can get really bullish on this as soon as we reclaim the center of the Bollinger Band, which at the moment is about $230. Once that's reclaimed, closure on a daily above there, then it should continue to go back up again and continue with this uptrend, which technically, like I say, is still in play. We're sort of downtrending obviously in the market, and the market's slightly undecided of which way it wants to go, driven mostly obviously by Bitcoin's price action. But if we look at this on the 4-hourly, we don't have a death cross. When we look at all these other charts, like pretty much all the others, we've got death crosses across the board. We've got one here for Bitcoin, obviously we've got one for XRP, ICP, do we have one on ICP? These are just some of the coins that I'm playing. Yeah, ICP got one a while back. Algo, let's have a look at that just for a laugh. Yeah, we got one on Algo. EOS, what's going on with EOS? Yeah, death cross on EOS. Litecoin, no death cross. In fact, we're actually above the 200 exponential, which gives us every opportunity to continue up. So I'm very bullish on Litecoin actually, even in the short terms, despite what's going on with Bitcoin being in this turnaround area, I would say, actually bouncing out of it. But I said on the last few videos about how we're going to get one last dump before we moon out, and this is the turnaround area. So we came into it, and so far we've bounced out of it. But we could easily come back into it again, but we may not. Like I say, this was the turnaround buy zone, so. We have dipped into it and we've sprung out of it already. But again, Bitcoin is one thing, Litecoin is another. The market will trend together. So if Bitcoin decides to pull back into this, then Litecoin will obviously pull back as well. But if for whatever reason Bitcoin decides to remain above this area, 57,500, then it looks good for the market. Bitcoin can go sideways and static. We recognised a couple of days ago that even when Bitcoin pulled back, the Bitcoin dominance actually went down, which is pretty rare. So what this basically means is that altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin even in the dump, right? So it's obviously not the case for everything. No altcoin is created equal. But while Bitcoin dominance is below the 20 weekly, essentially the center of the Bollinger Band, we have every chance that we will revisit the low again down here, about 40% dominant, 40.5% dominant, I would say. And that's bullish for altcoins. Now, when we do come down to revisit this area, which we might, and we probably will, given how how easy this chart has been to play on simple Bollinger Band strategy. When we do come down to this area, then this would be the time to start to go back into Bitcoin again, just as a hedge against either a dump or a pump, because we've had a very good reaction from there each time. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't break down further. We can. And again, I say it every time, should not underestimate the power of altcoins during this cycle. I mean, it's been a very different, well, at least a different 12 months. Well, almost 12 months, about a very different 10 to 11 months, right, worth of price action for the market as a whole. Altcoins basically exploded in the alt season that began over here, and are still looking pretty awesome, pretty strong on the whole. So let's not underestimate altcoins at all. Even when we come down to this level, I'm not saying be all in Bitcoin or all out of altcoins. It's ridiculous. It's just a slight reshuffling of your portfolio as we do move further down towards 40% dominant, because big bounces can kick in around this level, whether that's in the form of a pump for Bitcoin or a dump for the market in general. So like I say, at the moment I'm very much in favour of altcoins, and looking at the majority of them, Litecoin seems to have one of the better setups, or it's still a setup that's in play, definitely. It's a bullish setup still, very bullish on this setup. In the very immediate short-term time frames, yeah, we could obviously come down, but the uptrend is still technically in play. So that's one thing I wanted to bring to your attention. The uptrend is still technically in play. The exit signal hasn't been given, so we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. For those who, like me, like to trust the Ichimoku cloud on face value, then essentially we have to go ahead and trust it and allow for the ups and the downs and the sideways to play out. But for the moment, I'm okay with it. I'm actually pretty bullish on it. But obviously, I will change as soon as we get an exit signal, but at the moment we don't have that, so the trend is technically still in play. So I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.